and welcome back to another video. I'm sitting here bored out of my mind working on a wood stove, homework, setting up a computer for my aunt, doing different things, the usual. No, this is not a normal day for me. Normally it's just the wood stove and whatever else I feel like doing that would actually help out either my mother or myself. But whatever, I can't really turn down helping out somebody like my aunt, only due to the fact that, well, that'd be just plain rude. And it's kind of funny, she was talking to me earlier about different stocks and stuff that she has bought in the past, and that her one son told her, okay, to invest in Bitcoin when it was brand new. And she thought that's not going to really pan out, she's not going to do it, and now she's looking at the prices and she's thinking, why didn't I do it? So I'm going to be helping her out by, I sent her a list of parts that would work for a good computer for mining Bitcoin, because it's got upgradability to it. It's got enough slots for RAM to where you could increase the amount of RAM if you wanted to. And I found a good processor for it, and a nice looking case that's made for a eATX, or extended ATX I should say. Which, it does look like a nice case. I'm sitting here looking through different things. I see a case on there. Okay, not enough fans. It's cheap though. It would be a good option. Okay, I'll just set that off to the side. See one with a lot more fans, but extremely expensive, and I'm thinking, no, nobody's gonna want to shell out $300 for a computer case if they're only going to use it for Bitcoin. They're not going to be, Bitcoin, Litecoin, different cryptocurrencies and stuff. That's something that you would want to do if you were putting together a high-end computer, to where you wanted to go and make it so your computer looked really well and be able to show off to others. So I'm still looking, I'm thinking, okay, that option was off. And then I see this one case. It's a bit on the expensive side, not too expensive to where you want to buy it, but it had so many fans to it you couldn't really resist. Obviously, I might end up having to look into seeing if there's a fan splitter for it or not. Well, if I'm going to need to get one for it or not, but it's generally a nice looking case. It's a red and black eATX. I don't know, I liked it. I sent her the list of parts, she looked through, she got the motherboard and the RAM, only due to the fact that it was cheap enough to where it'd be good enough to buy it currently. In fact, not the motherboard, she bought the CPU and RAM, I should say. The CPU she got was cheaper than the one I got, because the one I have, I paid $35 for it, and it's used. Brand new would have cost probably $50. The one she ended up getting was $39, I do believe. Or no, $49. So she ended up saving a little bit of money as compared to what I would have if I would have bought brand new. Of course, I buy used everything for different things that I'm doing. Yeah, if you can't go and buy a new computer or something like that, build one yourself with used parts, it'll always come out cheaper. And it'll probably work just as good, if not better, than the one you're looking at. There is, however, a CPU that I would buy brand new if I had the money right on the spot. It's a Xeon with 68 cores, clocked at a little over a gigahertz per each core. Of course, the motherboard that I would buy would have to be a server motherboard, and it's just such a big processor. It would be about that big, which it's a LGA 3000 something. It's just one of the giant server Xeons that you find. I would definitely get it to go and use for editing video or stuff like that, but I mean, I currently have no real need for it. Well, I would have no use for it. Why am I holding this up right when the video is gonna... I should have held my phone sideways. Why didn't I think of that? I don't know, whatever. Who cares? I'm not gonna restart this just because of one minor thing like that. It'll be fine. Well, it seems somebody's happy. Yeah, Cat's happy. She's asleep. Ah, my nose is itching a lot. Got a hair in there that just won't stop moving around. Oh well, whatever. Continuing on. I have no real things to say. Can't think of anything. So this whole video has been me scratching my nose talking about what I'm doing later on. Well, what I'm doing currently and later on. Oh well. I know that, and well, I know, and just as well as others know, that cryptocurrency is slowly taking over. And so this should definitely help out and benefit my aunt. It's something that she's been looking at more and more recently. But it'll be good. It'll be smart. Some people put together a mining rig that's good, $5,000 to $10,000. I found a starter set, basically, if you wanted to call it that, for $707.85. Awesome. Yeah, well, I do hope to go down there this summer, and when I am in Florida, I will be videoing the whole process of me working on it and possibly putting it in time lapse. Because who's going to want to sit there and watch a idiot put together a Bitcoin or whatever coin she wants to mine rig for a full 7 or 8 minutes that would take for me to toss it all together. Well, it would take a bit longer than that, obviously, because I'm just saying putting on the RAM and the CPU on the motherboard, then getting the power supply and CPU seated. That would take, well, I should say seated and screwed into place. That would take me about 7 minutes. I can put together a computer generally pretty quickly, but I would be taking more care with that than I would anything else. Only due to the fact that it's just so expensive. Even what I'm doing currently, what I'm building currently, is nowhere near that. Just because, well, I don't want to mine Bitcoin on older hardware. I'm not going to go and spend anywhere near what I would to go and put together a Bitcoin computer. I would, however, like to thank a channel on YouTube known as Bitcoin Related. The person who does the few videos that he's got up there, he sent me my graphics card and processor, and the graphics card he sent free with the processor. Apparently it's working, it's just the HDMI doesn't work on it, so I will obviously be going and abridging that by getting a DVI to HDMI, because it's the same resolution, just the only difference being that HDMI has a second generation to it now, and I hate my nose right now. And the second generation of HDMI is able to do 4K video streaming for different games, movies, stuff like that. So it generally looks better than the 1080p from DVI. God, my nose, I need something to itch my nose that will stop it from itching completely. It's driving me insane. Oh well, I spent 11 minutes talking. So, I think I'll end it here, but again, thanks to Bitcoin Related for his help. And I'd like to thank all my viewers that will end up watching.